How's it going, everyone? It's Mike from PC Classic Cars, back with another virtual description. Today we are going to talk about my 1967 Chevrolet Camaro. This is a vehicle that I bought from a private individual out of California. Story goes he had it for over 10 years, did a bunch of stuff to it, was simply enjoying it, was downsizing what he was doing, put the car up for sale, and I bought it directly from him. The driveline that's in it is a non-original 327, but it runs very, very well. I don't know what the horsepower or torque ratings are, but it's a strong running motor. Has an aftermarket Summit style aluminum intake. Same thing with the aftermarket Holly style carburetor. It is backed by the Power Glide 2-speed automatic transmission, and then you have a stock style 10-bolt rear end. I don't know what the gear ratio is, but this thing cruises at 65, 70 miles an hour really, really well. On your exhaust, you have a nice set of ceramic coated headers. You have an H-pipe, full aftermarket dual exhaust, kind of like a knockoff style Flowmaster muffler, and then full tailpipes with tips. Sounds good going down the road. Nothing that's too crazy loud, but has a good muscle car throaty sound to it. You also have power steering and then power front disc brakes. You're still rocking drums in the rear, but it stops well for having discs up front. You don't really need to upgrade to a four-wheel disc brake unless you have a high horsepower setup. But this car stops and steers very, very well. You do also have a front sway bar. It is optioned with a mini starter. Not that that matters, but I like to note pretty much all the options when it comes to the mechanicals. And this is a non-AC Camaro. It has heat works. You could add vintage AC if you wanted to add AC to it. Take a look at my test drive video. You'll see me personally driving the Camaro going down the road. I'll dive into more of the mechanicals during that video, but as we talked about before in this video, it is a very good cruising Camaro. On my doesn't work section, real short list of items not working. The horn doesn't work. The flashers aren't working. The sprayer fluids for the wipers don't spray any fluid. And then both of the rear windows, they will roll halfway down and then they kind of stop. So there's something going on with the regulators. And I'm talking about the rear quarter windows there. They'll make it, again, halfway down, three-quarters of the way down, and they kind of get bound up a little bit, and then they go back up. Speedometer works, but it's off a few miles an hour going down the road. Take a look at my doesn't work section. It's posted on the website in multiple areas. It's going to outline what works and what doesn't work. But again, just a few small things on this Camaro not working. During my pre-inspection where I check for leaks, bushings, wear items, kind of overall condition of the suspension and the steering components, everything checks out good. Looks like the front end and some of the shocks have been replaced at some point. There's a little bit of wear in some of the bushings and some components, and I'll have photos of that in my additional informations tab. But again, the steering and suspension performs well. Nothing that really needs to be replaced at this point. You do get a couple little drips, like any old car, you're going to get a couple little drips here and there, but nothing that needs to be addressed at this time. But just expect a little drip after driving it every once in a while. On the exterior, it was a color change. I do not know exactly when the color change was done. This was originally code F, Marina Blue, which is actually one of my favorite colors for a Camaro. But they went with this really nice orange with the white SS style stripes. The paint quality is nice. The doors open and close well. They obviously painted the jams and all that stuff at the same point as the exterior. I don't see any signs of any of the original blue color, so they did a nice job with the repaint. Some smaller little imperfections, little touch-ups, some little really small stuff, but overall cosmetically it shows great. It's got brand new 17-inch wheels and tires on it. They show awesome. Brand new 17-inch wheels with brand new tires as well. They don't have 100 miles on them. I put them on the Camaro. I will say if you have multiple people in the car and you do a very hard turn or in reverse at an angle, you might get a little bit of a rub with that big tire size on the rear, but it's minimal at best. On the interior, it's a stock style code 760, which is the black bucket seat interior. You have your standard buckets, console, floor shifter. This one is a manual windows, manual locks car, which most of them were, but you could option with power in rare instances back in the day. You do have a nice comfort grip steering wheel, and then you have 3-gauge pod under the dash for oil pressure, water temperature, and your voltage. You do have an older cassette AM/FM style stereo. They did a nice job when they painted the dash to match the exterior of the car. That was all done at the same point. There's some little imperfections in the actual paint on the dash itself, but it's minimal. Carpet is in good shape, nice mats. I will say going down the road, you get a little bit of wind noise from both of the windows, but it's, again, minimal at best. The engine bay is very clean when you pop the hood. You have a stock style 327. Obviously, you have the upgraded intake, the carburetor, polished water pump. So you do have some cosmetic upgrades in the engine bay, but it does show well. The inner fenders are painted nice. The firewall looks good with no issues on the firewall. Radiator and core support's also nice. So when you pop the hood again, it shows very, very well. The underneath is very solid. Again, I bought this car out of California. California is indicative of having good, solid, rust-free cars. To how long it was in California, the guy I bought it from again told me he owned it over 10 years. The guy before that was in California as well. So probably lived a decent amount of its life in California, if not all of it. So floors, frame rails, everything is very nice. Inside the trunk shows great. I did not find any rust issues, rust problems whatsoever. There's some mild surface corrosion on the non-painted parts on the underneath, but you are not dealing with rust battles. The body's extremely solid as well. So very, very solid Camaro. Overall, it's a really, really good first generation Camaro. Motor has good power. It drives nice and tight going down the road. The interior is very comfortable and very clean. Outside of those rear tires in the back, when you have multiple people in the car getting a little bit of a rub there, you could go with some air shocks if you want to raise it up. I would personally buy a vintage AC kit to throw in there. And then just drive the wheels off this thing. It's a very smooth and very comfortable Camaro, and I'm actually a big fan of the orange with the white stripes and the black interior. It looks really, really good and just a good quality car. As always, I appreciate y'all stopping in to watch another one of my virtual descriptions. Make sure you check out my test drive video along with the additional informations tab on my website, pcclassiccars.com. I'll catch you guys on the next video and hope you have a great rest of your day.